Why, hello there. Do you come here often? What's happening, guys? Welcome to episode number 3 of the Hidden PODtential. Now, it's been a very, very long time since the last episode. Now, I'm sure you can understand why, given the current crisis that we're all going through. It has been a while. It's been about 2 months, actually. Now, today's episode, I'm going to call it It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Now, the reason being, not the last 5 weeks, because the last couple of weeks I've been back on it. The first 5 weeks of lockdown were horrendous for me. Now, I know a lot of coaches and a lot of people on Instagram, whatever, they like to, when things are shit, they like to pretend they're going well. I can't do that. So my emotions are on display all the time. So you can either tell I'm really, really happy, or you can tell I'm upset. Blah blah blah. So for the first 5 weeks of lockdown, I was pretty much non-existent on social media. Now, this is because I was severely depressed. Just everything was just really getting on top of me, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. These things happen. People go through this sort of stuff. It affects people in different ways. Lockdown for me disrupted my routine. Completely disrupted my routine. I'm somebody who's out the house 24/7. Not because I want to be, but because it's either my work, I'm training, and I just I have to be on the move, I have to be doing stuff. So when you're told you need to stay home all the time, it's very, very tough. So movement was down, exercise was down. What got to me as well is my motivation had been, for the first time in years, non-existent. So I had all this equipment that I'm very thankful to have at my fingertips, and I just didn't know how to use it, which in itself made me feel really shit, because I know there were so many people out there dying to train, really wanting to train, but they couldn't. Where me, big fucking Davey, he's got his barbell, his squat stands, his bench and the weights, and I just couldn't be fucked using it because I felt that shit. So that didn't help. Add that with alcohol, which I never really drink. I think certain things have happened in my life, been through certain experiences, so alcohol for me is not really a big thing. I like to try and avoid it. But first 5 weeks of lockdown, oh yeah, fucker, I loved it. 5, 6, 7 bottles a day. Doesn't help your mental state. You didn't really want to train on a hangover. So that didn't really help either. So first 5 weeks of lockdown, depression's at an all-time low. Depression's at an all-time high. Mental health's at an all-time low. Zero motivation. Didn't want to do anything. The fact that I was being forced, I felt like that my business was getting ripped away from me, and there was nothing I could do about it. Which I know most people are going through, who are business owners. But just everything kind of built up, and I couldn't really deal with it, to be honest with you. So first 5 weeks of lockdown were really shit. I know I keep saying that. I'm just trying. This has been a while since I've done a podcast, so I'm just trying to think everything on the fly as I can. But 2 weeks ago, gave myself a shake. Looked in the mirror, realised that I'd gained a couple of kilos, which is funny, because I didn't really notice it. Normally, I'm quite on it. I know my body really well, but just because your head's on the game, you're not motivated, you didn't really care. And it's like 5 weeks have passed like that. See myself in the mirror, I was like, nah, fuck this. What the hell is going on? You need to get your shit together. And that's what I did. Gave myself a shake. And now we're on the path to rebuild. So he'd screwed back on. Now again, I'm very transparent. I'm not afraid to say any of this stuff. You need to practice what I preach. So for the first 5 weeks of lockdown, obviously I wasn't, but I'm not that guy. So I practice what I preach. If I'm telling you you need to do this, and this to reach your goals, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So back on the fucking ball. Alcohol's been knocked on the head. Much more positive mindset. Positive thoughts and positive actions create positive outcomes, and that's what I'm pushing for, working towards. Eating better, zero alcohol, training with a very high intensity. I got really pissed off at myself for not utilising the equipment I've got. So the last 2 weeks I've been absolutely ripping it in the gym at training. Hit loads of PRs. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but yesterday, now this might not be much for some, but it's a goal I've been chasing for a while. I managed to pull a 200 kilo deadlift, which is really good. And if you see the video, you can actually see how much it means to me as well. Now, before I did that, just going off of what I've just said, like all these people all over the country, all over the world want to train and they can't. So I had that in my mind. I know it's only 200 kilos, but I was like, look, saying to myself, like, you've got to do this. You have to fucking do this. Like, think of everybody else in the world that's trying to do this and they can't, and you can do this. You have to do this. And I want to give a shout out to my man Scott as well, a client and a good friend who's been affected by COVID-19 in quite a big way. I'm not going into too much detail, but he's been affected by this in quite a very big way. He had a long battle in hospital with it. He's getting back on his feet. He's managed to walk on his own again, which is so good. And I know he loves a deadlift, so I was thinking of my man Scott as well before I did it as well. As cheesy as it sounds, but I was. So a big shout out to you, mate. Home Secure Scotland. You'll be back on your feet in no time, man. So everything's going well again. Training's going well. Now we're just rebuilding, and I'm determined to come out of lockdown a much better version of myself than I was when I went into lockdown. If that makes sense. It's the only thing we can do. Like, now's the best time. We're probably never going to get an opportunity like this again. Like, you're fully in control of your movement. You're fully in control of your exercise expenditure. You're fully in control of your nutrition. You're fully in control of your sleep. Let's utilise it. Let's learn what works. Let's learn what doesn't work, and let's fucking smash it. So my whole thing is, after lockdown, I'm going to be physically and mentally stronger than I was when I came in. Now, I thought I was strong. I thought I was this. I thought it was that. I thought it was fucking Teflon. I thought nothing could break my mental state, but I was wrong. So I've learned a lot of this from this experience. I still am learning a lot from this experience. This will make me a better coach coming out of this. Now, again, I'm talking a lot of shit about myself, but I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. Now, I know I've just been speaking about myself, like I just said, and this is called It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Now, this is a message I'm just sending out to everybody. Now, if you're struggling with this, if there's something that's going on that you're telling people, if you're suffering in silence, please don't. It really fucked me up for 5 weeks. Did it all. I kind of kept it all to myself, bottled it all up. It's really not healthy. So this is an open invitation to get in touch. Not try to sell you fuck all. I'm just being honest here. If you need to speak to anybody, send me a message. Even if you want to send me a message, I'll give you my number. We can FaceTime, we can go jump on a call. Just anything. You really need to voice your thoughts, especially during a time like this where we're isolated away from other humans. You have to speak. So I'm going to end it there because, like I said at the start, it's been a while. I've not done this for a very long time. I didn't even know if what I've said's made sense. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this again. So again, guys, I hope everybody's safe and well. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. We're back on the PODtential. We're back on the podcast game. And hopefully I will speak to you. Well, hopefully you'll hear from me again soon. Thanks, guys.